in Parliament, Honorable Alice Nganga, and distinguished exhibitors, innovators who are in this very venue. Good morning. Good morning once again. Your Excellency, we want to thank you for gracing this occasion. This is not your first time. Your presence last year, as I was properly briefed in the ministry, inspired both the ministry and the agency and also the innovators to look up to this very important Innovation Week. And therefore, having you here is a great pleasure for us, especially because we know your schedule is very busy. It's also a commitment of your, it's a measure of your commitment towards young people and the desire to make sure that we have greater innovation in our country. As a matter of fact, Your Excellency, this function was only possible because of your policy, that you made it clear that the sports fund is going to be directed to focus on sports, but also on matters that are related to youth and youth empowerment and social empowerment of our youth. And as a result, Your Excellency, we have partnered with the Innovation Agency to make sure that this day is a success. Your Excellency, the work which was done last year had the benefit of meeting the exhibitors who won the challenge, the presidential challenge last year. And they are providing solution in very important areas of agriculture, equality, trying to foster equality by making sure that differently enabled Kenyans are able to get opportunity to participate in national development and to do their daily duties by being assisted using the modern technology. Your Excellency, we all know that tangible property is limited, but intangible property, and in this case intellectual property, is unlimited. And we also know that, like Honorable Sakaja said, the same brain that somebody has in San Francisco is the same brain that a Kenyan has here. What they only need is an opportunity, is to be harnessed, is to be assisted. If you remember, Your Excellency, those of us who went through Science Congress in high school, you know that many young people every year in this country are coming up with different ideas across the country. We also know in the university there are so many young people who are involved in thinking and creating new ideas. Unfortunately, most of these ideas are gathering dust in different libraries in the universities and research offices. And Your Excellency, Innovation Agency is the catalyst. It is the institution that is going to be able to move this research and innovations from shelves, from gathering dust, to actually creating jobs and creating wealth for our country. And if we remind ourselves here, some of the richest young people in the world were actually helped, or they were able to harness their ideas when they were in the university. If you think about Mark Zuckerberg, and he came here a few years ago, one of the richest people in the world, at 23, he was already establishing Facebook. All of us are competing. I usually challenge the young people that instead of using Facebook, Twitter, and social media to engage in hatred, to engage in, so unnecessary wars and so forth, just think who came up with this idea and how much money is this person making? And what can I do with my idea to use this platform to either market my idea or create something that can compete or is similar to what has been done and become that one richest person in the world? There is an opportunity for us to do so. And to do so, Your Excellency, in my earlier years as a teacher in the university, one of the subjects I really liked is intellectual property. Countries that have actually been able to grow have been proper protectors of intellectual property. Most of this research, if it's not patented, if it's not given trademark, if it's not copyrighted, if it is, we don't give geographical indications, may not have the potential to really attract venture capitalists. And so the best thing we must be able to do, because it's a whole government approach, is to make sure that our intellectual property regime is properly protecting ideas. 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, I was privileged to, again, through the Innovation Agency, to oversee a process or launch a process that is towards finally having a national policy on intellectual property. And once we have that policy, we'll be able to then convince many investors in the world to come and buy the ideas that our people are having. The last thing, Your Excellency, is that As a teacher again in the university in the past, I think it's an embarrassment that our universities are struggling to raise money. In fact, I had some of the suggestions being given to universities like Egerton, Nairobi University, Moi University, and others that they should do something to make money. Most of them are only focusing on they should lease their land to do farming. Your Excellency, universities all over the world is the center for innovation, and the relationship between the university and industry is able to make many universities in the world raise such amount of money that they do not need any funding from the government. Your Excellency, if we properly, and I am glad that the Innovation Agency has said that we are graduating our professors afresh, so that Your Excellency, and with all due respect, because they taught all of us, with all due respect, we need to reorient our minds towards making sure that the university becomes what it ought to be. Instead of theory, they go to research, to go to development, and we put in place the funding, and they can attract private funding to make sure that they raise enough money to run their programs. This is actually, I was expecting my colleague for education, but he was involved in another assignment. But some of the discussions we've had with him is that this is the area that really we need to invest in. And being biased on matter sports, innovation is not just for agriculture, for medical, for all these other areas. Sports is a greater potential for us to also use modern technology and innovation to make sure that we grow our sports sector. Your Excellency, today you are here, and when you are around, you are the one to pronounce our national policy on this very important sector. But allow me to thank and congratulate the PS, Ismail Made, for leading the department. Your Excellency, to thank the DG of the Sports Fund, the CEO of the Sports Fund, for supporting this initiative. This is, most of our agencies in the department are depending on the Sports Fund, thanks to your directive. And to thank also the CEO of the agency, to thank Professor Ogada, an intellectual property expert on his own right, who is the chair of the Innovation Agency, and to thank all the stakeholders and Parliament, led by Chair Madam Alice Nganga, and to thank all the CEOs from the ministry and the innovators from across the continent. Thank you very much for all of you who decided to come for this exhibition and this Innovation Week, and we thank you for coming to Kenya, and we believe as a country that for a stronger Kenya, there must be a strong Africa. Your Excellency, with those many remarks, it is now my greatest honor and pleasure to request all of us to be upstanding so that we can give the opportunity to His Excellency the President to address this auspicious gathering. Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Minister.